Alright, welcome to Advanced Astrology Digital Wealth Institute for Generation Z and Generation Alpha. Now, if you had parents like mine that were in their 40s when they got pregnant with you, then literally, chances are they didn't really help you. They were able to climb that ladder and not really need a college degree to get there. Times were easier. We know this. So, this is an institute concept for astrological architecture for post-familial wealth. The founding premise being a digital wealth institute recognizing that Generation Z and Generation Alpha are the first generations to inherit digital native consciousness, astrological air dominance, collapsed traditional wealth pipelines, Saturn and Aquarius dismantling old structures, algorithmic, not familial mentorship, Pluto and Aquarius rebuilding systems, trauma of financial illiteracy as baseline, Chiron and Aries self-worth wounding. The Institute operates on one core principle. Your birth chart is not your psychology. It's your proprietary wealth generation algorithm. Which, again, what do you need for your accurate birth chart? Accurate time of birth, day of birth, place of birth. 3-pillar architecture. Pillar 1, the Academy of Celestial Mechanics. So this replaces the family money talk that never happened. Curriculum framework. Financial houses reimagined. Planetary literacy for digital natives. The second house isn't your money, but your unique value creation signature. The 8th house is not others' money, but algorithmic leverage points and viral transfer. The 6th house is not daily work, but systematized content creation engines. Planetary literacy for digital natives, Saturn, your platform's infrastructure and compounding walls. Jupiter, viral expansion signatures and ethical scaling. Mercury, content cadence and cross-platform narrative weaving. Pluto, niche domination and rebirth cycles. The Liberty method here. Transit triggered learning modules released during relevant planetary movements. Augmented reality natal chart interfaces showing real-time wealth flow. And AI Copilot that translates chart patterns into business model suggestions. Let's talk about Pillar 2 now. Going to a lighter green. The synthetic syndicate. This replaces the family network that never existed with the digital family system and wealth redistribution mechanism. So we have node-based pods, house-based masterminds, and transit time sprints. So node-based pods, members are grouped by their Rahu, Ketu, node alignment, creating karmic business partnerships. House-based masterminds, 10th house circles for branding, 11th house for audience growth, etc. Transit time sprints, collective building periods during Jupiter transits, consolidation during Saturn returns. Wealth redistribution mechanism, astrological royalty system. A portion of all member revenue flows to a decentralized fund. Fund is allocated based on astrological timing and member chart needs. For example, during a new moon in Taurus, funds automatically deploy to members with strong Taurus second house signatures. We have our algorithmic family replacement. Saturn Guardian AI provides structural discipline missing from permissive parenting. Jupiter benefactor algorithm. Wow. I've been getting so sick in Minnesota. In my other videos, you can hear it too. Oh. So, Jupiter benefactor algorithm and the Lilith shadow capital. So, Jupiter benefactor algorithm identifies and amplifies luck signatures in member charts because it's the planet of growth and expansion. So, the Lilith shadow capital, fun, finance is taboo, high risk, high reward ventures based on draconic charts, which is essentially, you could say more, it's ancient Egyptian based. Alright, let's get into pillar 3. Can't tell if I already used this shade of green, whatever. The trust of immortal assets. And this replaces the family inheritance they'll never receive. Digital asset architecture. We have archetypal IP development. Each member's draconic chart becomes copyrightable archetype. For example, the 8th house alchemist as a trademark content framework, licensing models for archetype implementation, astrological NFT mechanisms, transit tokens that gain, lose value with planetary movements, aspect-based smart contracts that execute at exact astrological times, birth chart data as generative art with revenue streams. Multi-life wealth modeling, teaching wealth as a multi-incarnational project. Current chart shows this lifetime's wealth specialization, creating assets that survive platform deaths, TikTok to who knows. Innovative pedagogy, the inverse method. For this, we'll just use yellow. My first concept, the anti-budget. Instead of tracking expenses, members track energy value conversion ratios. Which astrological transits convert their energy to money most efficiently? Which aspects correlate with financial leaks? Personal financial dignity score based on planetary conditions. My second concept is the draconic revenue stream. Natal chart, your local business, reliable grounded income. Draconic chart, your soul business, unconventional legacy building wealth. Solar fire chart, calculated from exact solar return moments, your annual venture, yearly innovation bets. So again, we have your natal chart, your draconic chart, which does matter, believe it or not. We talked about it in my other videos. I'm pretty sure solar fire chart. So next we have the karmic compound interest, which is essentially teaching that Jupiter cycles are wealth expansion periods, 4, 12, 24-year rhythms. Saturn cycles are wealth fortification periods, 7, 14, 29-year rhythms. Pluto cycles are wealth rebirth moments, generational transformations. Wealth, wealth, wealth. It's about teaching you guys how to be positive when you're thinking about money and not sad. So, digital infrastructure. We'll just, the inverse OS dashboard. Real-time wealth weather map showing personal financial transits. Aspect Forge tool for timing launches, pitches, and rebrands. Synastry scanner for finding ideal collaborators, investors, clients. Archetype engine that generates content frameworks from chart data. We have the autonomous wealth agents. AI bots programmed to execute trades, content deployment during favorable aspects. Venus Rising bot deploys aesthetic content during Venus hours. Mercury dominant bot executes communication launches during Mercury transits. Saturn structural bot automates back-end systems during Saturn aspects. The immortal digital twin. Members create an AI version trained on their chart content values. This digital ascendant continues generating wealth during off-hours creative blocks even after death. Becomes a post-human family wealth generator. Our ethical and psychological framework. Believe it or not, we have one. I'm all over the fucking place. That's what it's like when you have Mercury and it's in the sign of what? It's debilitated in the two fishes of Pisces. It does not do very good here, but I'm still getting my message out there. So the trauma-informed astroeconomics. Recognizing Chiron placements as financial wounding signatures, because Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron in the second house, Chiron in the 8th house, and Chiron in the 10th house. In the second house, there's deep shame around money, and that's transformed into revolutionary value systems. In the 8th house, there's fear of others' resources, and that's transformed into ethical leverage mastery. In the 10th house, imposter syndrome, and that's transformed into authentic authority. Okay? And how am I doing this? Well, I know that the second house is about money already. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So in the second house, that's deep shame around money, stuff going on in childhood where you weren't able to afford a lot of stuff. Your parents weren't able to afford a lot of stuff, for example. Poverty, early poverty, transformed into revolutionary value systems, okay? In the 8th house, I know the 8th house is about other people. That's a fear of others' resources with Chiron in there. The 10th house is about your career. Okay? So now let's talk about the anti-exploitation clause in the reparative wealth model. So the anti-exploitation clause, all teachings are going to emphasize your chart is your sovereignty, not your destiny. Explicit training in spotting predatory financial astrology, such as paid astrology, which is why my channel is free for everybody to see. Community governance via astrological democracy, voting power based on progressed charts. The reparative wealth model. Institute takes 13% of profits, Jupiter's number, 8% automatically redistributed based on need indicators in member charts. 5% funds for Saturn return grants for members turning 29. Cultural operating system, language replacement, virtual economy. So instead of savings account, instead of investment, instead of side hustle, instead of net worth, we're throwing these terms away. Versus in. And this is for 2026 and beyond. This is my new fucking method. Instead of, let's change the framework. So savings account, no more. Saturn structure, investment, no more. Jupiter expansion, side hustle, no more. Draconic stream, net worth, no more. Natal wealth signature. Ritual economy, the new moon in Capricorn, full moon in Taurus, Mercury retrograde, Jupiter Saturn conjunction. So new moon in Capricorn, annual wealth architecture planning. So I know that's yearly. I can actually handle something. It probably doesn't look very good. Full moon in Taurus, monthly value assessment. Okay. Mercury retrograde, quarterly systems audit and repair. Jupiter Saturn conjunction, generational wealth strategy sessions. Generational mission to create the first generation Gen, and I'm hoping it's going to be Z and Alpha working together on this. We need each other. We are to heal financial trauma through astrological understanding, build wealth systems aligned with cosmic timing, leave behind not just money but entire astrological wealth architectures for future generations, and replace blood family financial models with chosen celestial kinship systems. Here's my final philosophy. We are not teaching you to be rich. We are teaching you to be serene. Wealth is merely the measurable byproduct of aligning your unique celestial code with the universe's abundance rhythms. You have no family money? Good. You're unburdened by their limited thinking. You have no financial literacy? Perfect. You have no bad habits to unlearn. Your birth chart is your first and last inheritance. Let's build your empire from stardust. The Inverse Institute doesn't just teach wealth, it engineers post-familial financial DNA for generations born into algorithmic reality, giving them the celestial tools to build what their families couldn't: lasting, ethical, self-replicating abundance. And with that, I'll see you in the next one to teach you more. Peace and love.